Hello YouTube, welcome back to the 365 challenge, and today we are going to be doing all of the red cards for the Lorwyn Eclipsed set review. We're going to be giving every single card a rating between 1 through 10 based on how we think they're going to perform in the average deck. We've got Yanks on the call. How you doing, Yanks?
Good. How about you?
Good. Are you excited to see the red cards?
Yeah, I think black was a little underwhelming, but we'll see if maybe red can help flesh out that goblin deck that we saw parts of in the black.
Really weird, because I'm usually high on black and bad on red or blue,
Agreed.
but I really
Yeah,
liked blue, which is
I
weird
usually
for
like
me.
I usually like blue, but I'm usually pretty high on black because of all the removal. But it was underwhelming.
All right, let's jump in. The Ashling Rekindled, 2 mana for a 1/3 transform elemental. When it enters or transforms, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. In the beginning of your first main, you can play a blue to flip it, and it will flip into when this creature transforms into whatever. And at the beginning of your first main phase, add 2 mana of any color. Spend this mana to cast mana spells 4 or greater. I have to say, as rares, these have not been crazy.
No, I think the white one was pretty good, but you're right that even that one wasn't crazy.
Like a 2 mana 1/3 that loots,
Not even right. Rummages.
rummages, and then you flip it. It's mana neutral because it gives you the mana back. So it's mana positive when you flip it. But then you've paid, so you have 1 mana floating. You have 2 mana floating. So on 3, you can actually cast a 4-drop spell.
Which is interesting. Like it's red blue is not a color pair that gets a lot of ramp. So
Yeah. But you can't use it to like double spell or anything. It's so wonky that like I don't know. I think I'm
it
not
is.
cutting it. I think it seems fine, but it's not outstanding. 6?
I think it's 6. Although the we've seen blue red is elementals, but it's also kind of spell power 4, or not powers, mana value 4 or greater. So if you're in that deck, then I think this card would be pretty good. Also, it's the only one of these where the backside of the card gives you stuff on your main phase too.
Yeah. I'm mad that it's a rare and they're making me read a ton of words on 2 sides of the card and it just doesn't do that much. Like, what are we doing here? It's a lot of words. You like it at a 6?
I do.
All right, next up, 5 mana 2/5 with double strike. Other giants you control have double strike. That seems pretty good. Boros gonna Boros, and those get very, very large. Seems like a signpost card you want in that deck. 6?
I think so. Boros isn't one of the headline type decks, color pairs in this set, but it does have a lot of giants.
There were
That's
a
kind of
lot,
its
yeah.
something. So, I mean, even on its own, a 5 mana 2/5 double strike is a pain to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, this set is harder to boost these things than a lot of because you don't have +1/+1 counters, but you still have combat tricks, equipment, and just other big giants.
Yeah, combat tricks will just kill people for sure. Yeah, that's true. I mean, what if you're not in Boros? Like, what if you're like goblins? Are you playing that card? A 5 mana 2/5 double striker?
I might, but I wouldn't be.
It's like a
I'm not looking
5.
for it. It's like a 5. It's probably maybe a little bit higher on it for elementals because it's a 5 mana spell. Like if you're in blue red, but and this does kind of feel like Gruul Smash, so that also works.
Yeah. All right. The next up, we've got a goblin, the Bone Club Berserker, 4 mana for a 2/4. This creature gets +2/+0 for each other goblin you control. Seems like a really cute payoff. So it's really easy a 4/4 for 4 with a relevant creature type.
Yeah, man, that effect has come down in rarity from Goblin Pile Driver.
Yeah.
And that one, it was only attacking goblins.
Yeah, but wasn't it also a 2-drop?
It was a 2-drop and it randomly had protection from blue. But
Yeah. So
But it was a 1/2 also. So yeah, no, that card was way better. This is nowhere near that just because it's a 4-drop. But um,
rating wise, I think that this is reasonable to have as a 4-mana 4/4 with a fair amount of upside. So I'm hesitant to give it too much more than like a 5. But I certainly am not cutting this ever in a goblin deck.
yeah, I'm going to give it a 5.5 just because I don't know. Goblin decks always, unlike some other things, and maybe it's just because I've played with goblins for 25 years or whatever. Goblins always have a lot of goblins. They just do somehow.
Yeah, I think if I'm in a dedicated goblin deck, I like this more than that. My thought is like sort of the average that
Yeah.
if you're in a different color pairing, you're going to have some number of other goblins to make this still fine to play. But yeah, I think I like it at like a 6 in a dedicated goblin deck.
Sure. I think that's fair.
So maybe you're right in that it is a 5.5 on the average. I think that makes some sense, right?
Yeah.
Boulder Dash, 2 mana for a sorcery. It's going to deal 2 damage to any target and 1 damage to any other target. This seems excellent.
Sorry. Okay. Everything about this card makes me laugh. First of all, the art's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the fact Balder Dash, like, I don't know, the wordplay is pretty great. But also just the flavor text. It was the first year the downhill event had been included in the Frog Tosser games. It would also be the last.
It is very cute. It's an 8.
It is. I don't know. Everything about that card made me chuckle. Which Goblin cards are known for, funny flavor text. So.
They are. Goblin Grenade, all-time favorite. Brambleback Brute, 3 mana for a 4/5. Enters with 2 -1/-1 counters on it. You can pay 2 to remove a counter from this creature. Target creature cannot block this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. It's really interesting that these creatures have like everything they need included. The big giants come into play with -1/-1 counters. They all have an ability that removes them. I would have thought that would have been split between like
enablers and payoffs.
Exactly, like the Goblin Mother or whatever, or the Giant Mother who can remove the counters and like physically do the thing, or Goblin Healer, or Giant Healer, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's weird that they have their own built-in system to make themselves big.
Yeah, designers for Magic have long talked about synergy type decks that are like A plus B. You need the parts in A, you need the parts in B. They need to work together. Whereas these cards are just giving you A and B all together.
Yeah. Rating wise, 3 mana 2/3 that gets bigger and prevents my opponents from blocking is good for Boros, which is what the Giants want to be doing, and I think it's good in any other deck. So, 5.5.
Yep, agreed.
We have a lot of more 0.5s. I don't know why this set review than normal. I feel like so many of the cards have been like kind of in the middle. I don't want to give it a 5. I don't really want to give it a 6, and that has happened a lot more than normal. Burning Curiosity, 3 mana for a sorcery, is additional cost. You may blight 1, exile the top 2 cards of your library. If this spell's additional cost was paid, exile the top 3 cards instead. Until end of turn, you may play those until the end of your next turn. These are always very fine. I'm running the first one of these. This is like a 6.
I think so. I'm also going to at least once think this card is a burn spell based on its art.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it is red, so.
Yeah.
Champion of the Path, 4 mana for a elemental sorcerer. It is a 7/3 as additional cost to cast Behold an Elemental. Exile it. Whenever another elemental you control enters, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent, and then at the end you get that elemental back. This seems pretty fucking scary to me.
You play this card, right? It's a 4-drop. Then you play that blue 9-drop that's now a 5-drop, and you hit your opponents for 10 and 2 HG.
Yeah.
Or you play a second one of these and they take 14.
This seems scary.
Yes, it does.
I wish like Thunder, what's that? Peaks, Thunder Peaks or whatever. Dragon.
Terror of the Peaks.
That hits creatures and shit, so that's a little different. But I mean,
yeah.
I'm still very scared of this. Oh man, in Constructed, it's not even a legendary, so you could just like
nope.
Smash. Oh my god, and then they would stack triggers. Oh god. And they're so big. Their front is so big. How do I rate this card? I have to rate it like I'm in the elemental deck, right? Like, and even if you're not in the elemental deck, you'll have some elementals.
You'll have some, yeah.
It's kind of a split rating. It's like a 5 or an 8.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I like that. Because it's certainly on its own, it's fine, but you do have to have some. It's not like this card's not very good if you don't have more of that other type.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have one or you can't even play it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, the Cinder Strike. 1 mana as an additional cost. To cast a spell, you may blight 1. Cinder Strike deals 2 damage to target creature. It deals 4 damage instead if the additional cost was paid. 1 mana for a sorcery speed shock that you can blight to turn into 4 damage. Seems fine. I think that is 7.5.
Not quite the best. Hopefully there's better red removal, but it's good and cheap, and you can play multiples.
Yeah, and if you're specifically like in Boros where you want this really cheap removal, the Giants can take the blights off themselves. So sure. I think if there wasn't so much like remove counter stuff, I think I would call this a 7, but I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Agreed.
All right. Oh, man, sorcery speed also really hurts it. Collective Inferno, 5 mana for a Convoke enchantment. This enters, choose a creature type, double all damage that sources you control the chosen type would deal. So you just give that to the elementals, and then you play a 2-drop and hit their opponent for 5,000.
Yes.
That said, I don't care about this card.
No.
I feel like I will probably run it in goblins. Like in a very good dedicated goblin deck.
Yeah.
But
these cards always feel like a trap.
Because the thing is you have to have max goblins. It can't be like an average goblin deck. You have to have all of the goblins. And if that's the case, then your deck is already so good you don't necessarily need to draw this. It feels a little more. But I think it will see some play, and I will certainly die to this. But the average deck is not super excited about it.
Yeah, this feels like your classic rare red enchantment that doesn't really do anything in limited.
Yeah, it's a little cheaper. Some of them have been pretty like egregiously costed, but I think this is just a 4.
I think so as well. And good news is drafting, you should be able to pick this up fairly late if you really want it.
I don't know. Those tend to be the kind of like big flashy rares that people take.
Let me rephrase that. If you're drafting with good people, you should be able to pick it up late.
Elder Auntie, 3 mana for a goblin, 2/2. When this enters, create a 1/1 goblin. That's 3 bodies. I like it. We're actively looking to do more goblins, so they also blight, so having 2 bodies is good.
Yeah, and one thing I don't know why I now that I'm reading this card, I know it was true for the other creature types as well. I forgot that all these tokens are multicolor for Vivid.
That's true.
Yeah. Just a thing I'd forgotten in like your blue and white Merfolk, green white Kithkin, etc.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this a 6. I like the 2 bodies.
I think so. Two pieces of cardboard for one spell is always beneficial.
Great. All right, End Blaze Epiphany, X and red for an instant deals X damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, exile a number of cards from the top of your library equal to its power. Then choose a card exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Great. This seems very, very good. We call this an 8.
Yeah, it's premium removal plus.
Yeah. Probably like an 8.5.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not the most mana efficient, but you're definitely making up for that by getting a card back.
Yeah, and a lot of like card selection. You can dig really deep for your best cards. I think that's good.
Agreed.
Let's go here. All right, next up, 3 mana for a 3/2 with reach. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. It's so weird to see the 4 mana or greater be the spells and not like the creature power for Gruul. I like this little spin on it. I like the elementals. This seems very fun to me. And it's an okay statted creature. Looks like what I want to be doing with elementals. And even if I'm not in elementals, it seems like a nice little fringe benefit. So
Yeah, it feels like
5?
elementals. It feels like elementals is where you want to be in 2HG too.
Yeah.
It seems to have these each.
I think this is a 5 with some upside.
A 5. I agree. Yeah.
I'm kind of just giving it the rating based on the ability in the average deck that doesn't care about elementals. Like how many 4-drops do you have? You're going to get some triggers. It has, I think if you have specifically the Is It Elemental deck, this is actually like a 7.
I think so too.
Because the deck will utilize and have a ton of 4 mana spells. It will make sure you could cast them quickly and efficiently, and it has other uses for having specifically the elemental creature type, but the average deck is still happy to play this at around a 5.
And I think your average deck will probably have like maybe one more 4+ spell than normal because of Convoke.
That's true. 2 mana 1/1 with Vivid. This is one of the first ones we've seen that have been cheap. When this creature enters, it deals X damage to target creature an opponent controls, where X is the number of colors among permanents. I actually think this is kind of playable, even in 2-color decks.
It is. Yeah, 2 mana that shock something.
In a relevant creature type, like in Is It, I'm happy to do that. It's not amazing, but I think this is playable.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially, so let's say you're elementals, and then you've got like the thing that makes the black goblin token, just fringe, right? I feel like you might just, without splashing black, have a black permanent.
Yep, or a hybrid card.
Yeah, and not a ton of the time, but some of the time. So this is not unreasonable to be a 2-color deck and have a little lightning bolt hit someone, right?
And you might occasionally pick off what's normally a bigger creature but has some counters on it.
Blight counters. Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
So I don't dislike this card. I actually think I like it. I'm gonna say it's like a 6.
I'm pretty high on it. Actually, a 6.5. I like that card. I'm sort of kind of really liking the stuff I'm seeing from elementals here.
I am too, actually. My concern is the elementals did not stand out to me in blue, like at all.
That's true. There were a couple, but yeah, it was not.
These seem like the main attraction. Those other ones are just things that help you trigger these.
I think that's right.
4 mana, Feed the Flames, deals 5 damage to target creature. If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead. It's nice that this no longer costs 5 and is no longer sorcery speed.
Yeah, we've come a long way since no, I can't think of the name of the card. No, it doesn't matter.
There was 8 versions of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Shadows over Innistrad one, but I can't think of it now.
Anyway.
Burn into Ashes, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. Although you could have said any fire-sounding word, and that would have sounded also correct. You could have said, like, Ignite the Forest or something. I would have been like, yeah, that sounds like 5 damage in sorcery speed for 5 mana.
That's coming the next set.
The turtle set?
Sure, why not? New York's in Magic now. Anything can happen.
But they're not going to ignite the forest. The sewers, maybe.
They'll call it a forest somehow. The urban jungle or something.
Is this an 8?
I think it is. Exile is just such a nice benefit.
2 mana for a 2/2 elemental. Pay 2, get +1/+0, and gain Menace until end of turn. Excellent. An on-curve, deals a lot of damage, relevant creature type, 5.5.
Sure. Yeah, it's one of the few simple cards we've seen.
2 mana, 2/2, could tap, add 2 mana in any combination, spend it only to cast elementals or activate spells of elementals. Seems excellent. I'm going to kind of assume that you want elementals.
Yeah,
I think it's a very strong card. I think it's like a 6.
I think so. This is the key, one of the key enablers for that deck.
Absolutely. 4 mana for a 4/3 elemental with trample. When this creature enters, create a treasure token. I was expecting a lot more goblin support, and I was not expecting the elemental support. And this has been wild.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot so far. Right? That's the what? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 7th elemental in red, and we're only at F.
Yeah, there's a lot. I was expecting there to be more goblins. Um, this one feels pretty bad, and the generic 4/3s for 4 have been bad for a while. So I think this is not going to be great. I think this is a 4.
I think it's not particularly good. I do like the treasure token in a deck that's trying to cast four mana spells, but I don't think that's enough to really make it good. So I agree with you on a 4.
Now, that said, if the deck is trying to cast 4 mana spells, then it is more oriented towards elementals,
Of
which
course,
actually
of
makes
course.
me more interested in playing it just because I'll
Oh,
want
agree.
to have a bunch of elementals. I'm more thinking about not caring about the elementals,
Yes.
meaning I don't care about the 4 powered spells.
Yep.
And then the treasure I want for Vivid, and not
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. No,
So I think this is a 4, but it's probably closer to like a 5 in elementals.
agree.
Giant Fall, 2 mana for an instant. You can either destroy an artifact or target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Red has a 2 mana bite instant.
Yep. With
Why?
destroy target artifact tacked on as a bonus, just in case.
Why? No! Stop it! Green only just got this. Shut up. That's an 8.
Yep.
3 mana for a sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste. If that creature is a goat, it also gets +3/+0 until end of turn. What?
Amazingly, this is actually a reprint.
And why does it care about goats?
I don't know, but it was a reprint from Modern Horizons.
Is the story... Maybe the story is that the giant gets the goat and he wants to eat it and the goat kills him or something. And so that's why the goat gets buffed, because the goat escapes or something.
I don't know.
I'm thinking too much about this.
I did not understand this the first time it was printed.
I did not see enough sacrifice stuff in black for me to care.
No.
And you're already spending 3, so like the blight stuff is pretty meh. Like I could blight their creature and then send it back, but you need a lot of mana to do that. So I'm not interested in these. I'm going to say it's a 2.
It is true. It is anti-changeling tech by not possibly being useful on anything other than a changeling.
That is funny if you get their changeling with this and it's a goat and then you kill them with it. Holy fuck. Yeah, that's wild.
There was Goat Nap was in Modern Horizons, but there was Goat Napper, which was in Lorwyn, which untapped target goat and basically did this, but only could target a goat, so it could only basically hit changelings.
Wild. This is a 2.
Yes.
All right, next up, we've got the Goliath Daydreamer, 4 mana for a 4/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, exile that card with a dream counter on it instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast a spell from among the cards you own in exile with a Daydreamer counter without paying its mana cost. It casts the first time?
Yep. It's kind of like rebound almost. Except you get to choose when to do it later when it attacks. You get it a second time.
Whoa. What are we doing? That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, this wins games. It has to attack.
It has to attack to get any value at all.
But so I'm not too worried about that.
I just mean they can just kill this, right? It's the dice to do blade thing, right? If they just kill it, you're left with nothing.
Yeah. But it's the kind of spell that can win the game if left to do its thing. If you can like burn their creature and then it's burn their blocker, attack, get then do the things, then holy shit, that feels really strong. I think this is an 8.
I think so too. Yep. You have to deal with this card. They're playing red. They have some form of instants or sorceries that they're going to get value out of if you don't.
2 mana.
And they'll get it right. And they'll get it right away because the second time you cast it for.
I have a sneeze coming. I feel it. So if I mute the mic randomly, I'm sorry. 2 mana, 1/3 Goblin Scout. You could tap it and blight 1, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Ew. A Rummage with a blight. Now I know some archetype would be happy to blight, but I feel like the average, like, I think the premise of the goblins is that you have shitty things to blight, but
Yes.
you shouldn't be taxing a Rummage. Like, come on. Goblins are garbage. I think this is going to be bad. Goblins
Well,
are
you get a
stupid.
So you get a 1/3 instead of a 1/1.
And that's saying a lot from me because I love goblins. Like I was a legacy goblins girly back when it was like 1.5 or whatever the fucking shit was called.
Yep, type 1.5.
I had like I was playing Goblin Recruiter before that shit was banned because I'm a terrible human being. And for
Goblin
me
Lackey.
to not like this tells you a lot. Like these goblins are butt. This is stupid. I don't like this card. This is like a 4. And the problem is I think it's like a 5 in the goblin deck. Like they're not even good. When you put them all together, they don't even like Megatron their way into something fun.
I mean, we can hope we see something in like the multicolor cards that maybe makes it worth it, but it's gonna have to be a lot.
One uncommon or a rare is not going to save this.
Yeah.
4?
4.
All right. Hexing Squelcher, 2 mana for a 2/2. This spell can't be countered. It's a goblin. It has ward pay 2 life. Spells you control can't be countered. Other creatures you control have ward pay 2 life. I mean, that's kind of cute for constructed.
Yeah, that ward pay 2 life is annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of into that because it's all creatures. It doesn't say goblins specifically, so I actually think this is very good. I think I'm always playing this card. I think I'm playing this card at like it's a 2-drop that demands they answer it before other shit.
Exactly.
So 6.5.
I agree. You know, anytime you're forcing them to spend a removal spell and on their 2-drop, sometimes a good one because that's all they've got.
Impolite Entrance, 1 mana. Target creature gains trample till end of turn. Draw a card.
And haste.
Relevant. I was like, just trample. That seems weird in red. But haste makes more sense. And it replaces itself.
And for some reason, the flavor text calls Kitkins Kit Twits. Yeah, this card is probably like 23rd playable.
4.5.
Yeah.
I think there's some decks that are going to be happy to just cycle through cards and like do nasty things. Death Touch could be cute. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's sorcery speed, which stinks, but
okay, 4. It's 4. I take it back. I'm down a notch. I assumed it was instant. Jeez. 4 mana for a Kindred Sorcery Elemental spell. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste. And at the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice it and has flashback. It's fine. You have to have some ETBs and stuff. I feel like this is a tricky card. It's not for the average deck, but there are certainly decks that are going to want to run this.
And that's a tricky flashback cost. You behold 3 elementals.
Yeah.
That's pretty. If you want to play this on flashback, you're pretty restricting yourself to an elemental deck.
Unless you're planning on flashing it back the turn you cast it. It's only 6 mana. Like, I'm not saying that's easy, but like it's a reasonable cost when you add them together.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like, you know, any deck could have enough to behold 1, but you have to have 3 between your hand and play. That's probably just an elemental deck.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you actually only need 2 elementals.
Okay, sure, because you get the copy. If you want to copy one of the elementals.
Yes. 6 mana is like a reasonable number of manas, and so it's still not easy, I agree. but it's not. If it was like 4 and 6, like it normally is, for a
Yeah, yeah.
flashback, then I'd be far more concerned. Even 4 and 4, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's never happening. But yeah, I think that's fine. This is a tricky card. It's probably a split rating. I think the average decks are not going to want this. It's like a 4.
Yeah.
Actually, because the elemental shit, it's probably just a 2. And then one deck will want this at like a 5 or a 6.
I think that's right. It's
Yeah.
kind of feels like definitely the worst of these kindred spells we've seen so far.
I don't remember the goblin one, but I'm sure I hated it.
We actually like the goblin one.
6 mana for a 5/6 elemental. When this creature enters, exile the top card of your library until end of your next turn. You can play it. Basic land cycling. Gosh,
Yeah.
sorry, chat. Don't mean to be yawning on you.
You get a card off the top, and you've got an outlet for being stuck with a 6-drop, and then it helps you hit your third land.
It's a little expensive, but the card is pretty valuable until the end of your next turn, so that's very good. And then it's got the land cycling, so I see zero reason not to just have these on your top end. They're pretty free. I like that a lot, actually. And then Vivid is a thing. Splashing is a thing.
It's an elemental. It's a 4+ spell. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff.
It has a lot going on for it. I feel like this is a 6.
That's what I've got it as. It's hard for the basic land cyclers to be much worse than that.
Yeah, agreed. Lasting Tarfire, 2 mana at the beginning of each end step. If you put a counter onto a creature this turn, this enchantment deals 2 damage to each opponent. I don't think this is going to be good enough. I think it's cute. I played this in the pre-con during our Decked Out Early Access event, and it was fine. But I don't think there's enough things that are putting counters on consistently. Like, you can blight your own stuff. You can hurt their stuff. There's a couple of cards, like some of the removal puts counters on things instead of like actually straight up blowing them up. It's like put 3/-1/1 counters. I still don't want to spend a whole card on this because I feel like your best case scenario is like 6 damage.
Exactly.
And a lot of times it's going to be do nothing.
Yeah, I could see a home for this in like as some extra reach in like a Boros deck with a bunch of blight cards, but yeah, it's not great.
I think there is a deck I will play it in, certainly, but yeah, it's just not going to be a thing I am actively trying to do in any deck. The Lava Leaper, it's like a Wappletinger, but it's a frog.
What did we give that card?
A 2.
Okay. Yeah, I just
4 mana for a 4/4 elemental. All creatures have haste. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land can produce. You gotta go fast. Wow. It's both parts of this is both players. All creatures have haste, not just yours. I mean, I feel like if I'm the red player, then I'm going to be able to utilize that better than they are. Obviously, I have a 4 mana 4/4 haster first, so that's kind of cool. They're going to get to utilize the mana more.
Exactly. I'm not a fan of this card. It's fine. Like I'm not going to play it just because it's a 4 mana 4/4 haste, but
this one's hard to evaluate. The thing though is that like I know it's there, and I feel like red is breaking parity on the haste part a little bit. Maybe it's an elemental, so you're breaking parity on casting big spells.
Potentially. I mean, admittedly, your deck can probably break parity on the haste better, but they most likely get to use it first on everything other than this, because you're probably not playing much else that turn.
Yeah, for mana. So you're going to get the haster first. Yeah. They're going to get the mana first, which they're going to play bigger creatures. But like I said, if you're in an elemental deck specifically, then I think overall you're breaking parity on the overall cost of your deck. So that's nice. I don't know. It feels like a low floor, high ceiling card.
Definitely.
So
Like you will at some point, if you play this card enough, you will play it and lose because you played it. But you will also win games doing it.
yeah, my assumption is you're going to win more games than you're going to lose because of it. But
I
not by
agree.
a lot. It's like you're going to lose like 40% of your games because of it.
See, that's the thing. Like, I definitely think you're going to win more games because of this than you lose because of this. But I don't like cards that actively lose me the game,
I
which this
agree.
might.
I agree with that. And I think that the edge it gives you, the number of times you win with this card because of it versus the number of is actually not that much higher. So I'm going to say it's like a 5, but realistically it's going to be wildly dependent upon your deck.
Yeah, this is a card it's not just like it's a 1/9. It's like could be any number in between those.
Yeah.
At any point.
And it's wildly dependent upon your deck, and then it's wildly dependent upon your draw. Like, did you curve out?
And on their deck.
Yeah, exactly. If they have big elementals, then you're fucked. If they have goblins, then no cards in hand, then great. It's just gonna be wild. So
it's like,
I don't know.
Here's my 4/4 with haste. Oh, here's my 8/8.
Yeah,
that now has haste. Oh crap.
that I couldn't cast because I was stuck on 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the extra 4 lands. Yeah, I'm just going to say it's a 5. I don't know how this one is going to play out. I don't know that I'm going to want to try very often.
Exactly.
Meek Attack, 3 mana for an enchantment. For 2 mana, you may put a creature card with total power and toughness 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste, and at the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice it. 0.
Yeah, as cute as this card is, right? It's not sneak attack, it's small things. It's just not very good. The whole point of sneak attack is you're getting a bargain. And you're getting something with haste that can do enough in one huge attack, whereas this, doesn't do anything.
Bad.
Yep.
Reckless Ransacking, 2 mana for an instant. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. Create a treasure token. It doesn't give trample. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in this.
Yeah, I think this is like a 4.5. I think I'm certainly going to play some of them, but my deck has to be like the aggroest of the aggro. If I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and this is effectively a 2-drop removal spell for blockers, but my deck has to go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I
Your deck goes like 0, like 6, like is your first creature, so then you're not interested.
No, but even like other, we've had combat tricks in this set that I've ranked high, relatively highly, but it just doesn't do enough. Like, it doesn't really. I guess it can protect you from a burn spell, but it doesn't give you hexproof or indestructible like I want, or be 1 mana.
A lot of times, what this plays out to be is like a destroy target attacking or blocking creature for cheap, which is like usually 2 mana. And what happens in a lot of Boros gameplay is that you're swinging, and their goal is to just trade with you. They want to make trades because that's how they survive. They win the long game. And this oftentimes just acts like that. Destroy target or blocking creature, kill your blocker. With the exception of when you've got them on the ropes, it's the finisher.
And with the exception of when you do that and then they shock your creature in response.
Shock in this is a sorcery, idiot. We've already seen it. It's a sorcery. I'm pretty sure it was a sorcery, right?
It was. They used that black destroy target power mana value 2 or less.
But I'm not casting it into open mana, right? Like it's more often than not it's destroying the blocking creature, which Boros aggro wants to be doing. And to me, that's usually just fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably never playing this card.
You're not, but you can't deny that those decks kill people. Like, you die to them and complain all the time.
Those decks definitely kill people, but there are a lot of other cards that would also kill them in that spot.
Not when not when your deck curves out at like, top of your curve is like a 4-drop.
Another 4-drop might kill you then.
Usually not, because if they can stabilize, if they get to like, turn 5 or so and they're not on the ropes, like struggling for their life, like if you play a 4-drop, they've stabilized, like you need to finish the job, and I think these cards can. So I'm definitely playing this. I think it's like a 5, a 4.5. And I would run 0 in most decks, and I would run 2 in a very slim number of decks.
I think this is like a 3.5.
That's because your decks don't have creatures.
I might play one in a Boros deck, maybe.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's probably
and I will play 0 in every other deck.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think Rakdos also goblins are going to be pretty happy with that as well.
Yeah, goblins look pretty bad. I don't want to play Rakdos.
I told you the goblins were bad. You didn't believe me.
Bad. I was hopeful that Red would have better goblins. My hope was misguided.
That's for the We Were Wrong video. It's just going to be like, I thought goblins were going to be okay.
Yeah.
We will see. Hopefully they can. Hopefully all of their badness turns into a Power Ranger and just like works anyway, even though it doesn't look like it will.
It's gonna turn into the best deck somehow. I'm gonna look stupid, but
2 mana, 3/2. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may blight 1. If you do, get a treasure. This seems great.
Yep. It's a May, so only do it when you need it.
They're like in the Vivid decks and for splashing, like it's a 2 mana 3/2. Excellent. It's a goblin. I love this card. This is like
this card's good.
It's like low-ish impact if you're not doing anything crazy with this, and this thing can't do anything too crazy, so it's hard to give it higher than like a 6.5, but it's incredibly well statted for like a 2, and it's doing so much for you in some decks that, you know, want to do those things like Blight for value, you know, splash colors. Yeah, I think this is very cool. So I'm gonna say 6.5.
Yep, 6.5 is good.
2 mana, deal 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker at instant speed. 8.
Sure, 8. Yep, we do have a couple planeswalkers, so.
Sizzling Changeling, 3 mana for a 3/2. Any type. When this creature dies, exile a top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You can play that card. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, it's most of the time a 2-for-1, unless you just hit something you can't play or don't want to play. But
do you like this more or less than the 3 mana 3/2?
Wait, this is a 3 mana 3/2. Which one do you mean?
The 2 mana 3/2.
Oh, the 2 mana 3/2.
I like this better if I can't manipulate the blights.
I like the 2 mana 3/2 just because like that ramp from 2 to 4 can be pretty valuable.
That's true. And then it's a 2 mana 2/1, which is also just fine.
Yeah, but it's close. It's there's not much between them.
Yeah. The other thing too is it's just like, I think it was a goblin, right?
Yes.
So like a big goblin that attacks that high, like even if you don't blight, that has a lot to say about it. I don't know, I just like cards. I like touching cards, man.
Yeah.
This is a 6. That one was a 6.5. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think they're close. Like it wouldn't be crazy to put them at the same rating and be in the same kind of band, but you know, half a point also makes sense.
Yeah. I think that other card is more aggressive. This is more like elemental stuff.
Yep. Which makes sense. Runs a goblin, and this is designed to fit into multiple decks.
Yeah. Next up, 5 mana for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, Blight X. X can't be greater than the greatest toughness among creatures you control. It deals X damage to each opponent and each creature they control.
Somebody cast the spell in their testing before they put that clause and was like, all right, I'll pay 20. I'll blight 20.
Yeah, I don't think they did that.
Or
nobody did that. That's silly.
They're like, oh yeah, we need to do something about that.
It's a one-sided board clear, but it's a one-sided board clear that has to have you have a creature as big as theirs, ideally bigger. And then it's not so scary. This is really good if they're running shitters and you're running like Gruul Vivid, you know what I mean? And you've got like a wonky or mid-rangey deck and you just like obliterate the goblins.
It's also something you can set up post-combat. Because even if things have damage on them, right, they still have the higher toughness.
Yeah. But that's a lot to set up for a mythic. And it could just go wrong and does nothing some percentage of the time. This is a card. This card, this card, this card.
I really like this card. I'm giving this an 8.
I've got to
I
knock
love.
it for average performance. I think this can just, it will just win the game.
Yeah.
And it will also just do nothing. I'm going to give it a 7. I think this is going to do nothing too often for me.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be hard to, mine it to make this be 3 or 4, which will kill most things in this set. And remember, you don't have to. You need an X4 to make it 4, but you don't have to put the counters on the X4. You can put them on a 1/1.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to have something the same size and lose it in the process.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the times where I have no creatures. Like, or they have a bunch of 3/3s and I have a 2/2, or the times where,
well, yeah, if it was a pure one-sided thing, it would just be like a 10.
I'm not just talking about a pure one-sided thing. I'm talking about the time it doesn't work. Like if they have a 2/3, a 3/3, and a 4/4, and I've got, a 2/2.
Oh, I agree, but that's
like
the
this
cost
does nothing in goblins.
That's the cost you pay for it being one-sided.
Yeah, exactly. And so then there's the percentage of time already where cards like this aren't good because you're ahead, or and then there's the times you're too far behind, and there's the times that it's a lot of times.
Yeah, I guess I generally don't really care if a card's bad when I'm ahead because I'm already winning. And
But
this
the
one,
problem is it
and
also has
this
to
one,
save you when you're behind, and some percentage of the time it doesn't do that.
yeah, I agree with that. That's what's not a perfect card.
I just want like any other board clear. It's still a 7 because I think it can win. It can certainly win you games. And I think I'm actually going to I'm going to pick this up in decks and then put it in my sideboard. I think this is useless in goblins. This is wild. Yeah, this is the kind of board where I only want to use it if my opponents are like low to the ground and wide.
Yeah, I guess we just disagree on this. I could see sideboarding this card out, but I'm never cutting it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I think that this card is going to get boarded out a fair amount.
Sure. Oh yeah, I can see.
Or if I'm goblins, I'm not playing it. At least not main deck.
I'm main decking this in every deck. But I would board it out in some spots for sure.
I think this is a 7, but it is the 7 that is most likely for me not to play, just straight up. So this will definitely be on the We Were Wrong video for one reason or another.
Yes.
There's a lot. Like I'm trying to think of like it kills other goblins. It kills like Kithkin. It's gonna kill elves. Like there's
Merfolk.
A lot of the merfolks were like 1/3s and stuff. They're a little beefier. The extra scary thing too, though, is like Boros is the aggro deck that you typically can stop with this, but those are giants, so maybe it can't stop them.
Yeah. I will say this is always a little tricky when we do these set reviews because we do green last, but so we haven't seen it yet, but the set seems relatively small.
It does, which is why I'm talking through all the creature types that it really does kill. The problem is I think a lot of those small creatures are in red, so. I'm going to say I do not like this card.
I definitely like this
For the sake of We Were Wrong video, I'm even going to hedge lower. I'm going to say this is a 6. I'm going to say it's a 6. Put me down as a 6.
I did.
I'm going to... Next up, a 2/1 for 1 as an additional cost to cast a spell, Behold an Elemental. It's an elemental itself. You can pay 1 red. Target creature you control gains trample till end of turn. If this is the 3rd time this ability was resolved, add 4 red. So you can always just upscale your mana.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, for
I guess
3
at the
red, you
risk,
could just have 4 red, even if you don't want
I guess,
trample.
I guess at the risk of something dying in response and fizzling. I guess I don't know.
I don't think that
and you
that's
do, and you don't have another red to at least break even. That's kind of weird.
it's a 1 mana 2/1 that has Behold, so I don't think it's a design flaw. I think that's the design bonus that balances the elemental with Behold. That's that cheap.
It's such an awkward way to do it. Like you don't have to especially online.
I mean, I think that's just the upside of the card. Like a 1 mana 2/1 with Behold is bad. So it
I
needs to
agree.
have an upside.
I'm
So
just thinking they've talked about designing with arena and in mind, and adding 3 extra clicks for the purpose of doing a target this, target that, target that. Oh, now I actually get what I want, which is the mana. It's fine. It's a complicated way to get to it.
I mean, if it was just like 1 mana or something like that, then you wouldn't like.
You could just spend three red and do it once, add 4 red.
But then you don't get to give 3 different creatures trample.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's an upside situation, and it makes sense to me that they would have it this way. I think, and the other thing too is then it would be really bad because you couldn't give trample for 1 red. You'd have to pay 3 to give trample, which I think would make this substantially worse.
Yeah, and I guess actually the other problem with doing it that way, well, you could just say it could only happen once per turn. Like by it being the third, it restricts it's only happening once per cycle.
Yeah. I assumed that I had written that in when you were adjusting the mana cost for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of times you just want this to be 1 mana for trample, and that's great. And then because the 4th free mana doesn't always come in handy.
No, but
I like this card. I like the way it's balanced. It all makes sense in my tiny brain. So rating wise, I think this is like a 6. Useful. It doesn't need to be in an elemental deck for it to be good.
Yeah, I think I have this at like a 5. I really don't like this card. Maybe just because I don't like the way it's written. But
that could be. Like I'm just thinking about the number of times that I think trample is going to be useful. It's not even sorcery speed. Now you do have to have you have to have some number of other elementals, but if you don't, obviously that's not true. But I feel like if I have a few, I'm happy to play this.
Yep.
6 might be a little high, but you probably need some elementals. 4 mana, but I do like the ability. 4 mana for a 4/3 Goblin Warrior. When this creature enters, you may blight 2. If you do, create 2 1/1 goblins. So
pretty good.
A 2/1 and 2 1/1s for 4.
Yeah,
it's fine.
With upside of it being like a 4/3 and 1/1/1 if you kill like another 1/1 token with it or something.
Yep. Or like the little black goblin that flickers, comes back.
Yep. Or some value blight with some maybe some white cards in your
tree, a black something. Tree,
yeah, like a tree or a white tree.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. This is like a 6. It's exactly what goblins want to be doing. 3 bodies is great.
Yep, 6.
Send me the trumpet blasts, baby. 5 mana for a 6/6 flyer with Wither. Twice! 2!
It's our obligatory red dragon of the set.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with a single target, you may copy it. If you do, those spells gain Wither. You may choose new targets for the copy.
So basically lets you turn burn spells into -1, -X spells.
Yeah, it's fine. It's great rate, great cost, very good ability for burn spells and stuff. This is...
It's like a 9.
I also think it's a 9. I wanted to try to give it a little bit higher, but I think it needs a little help. Like, you have to have some good spells.
Yeah, it's hard to give anything that just has the Die to Doomblade problem above a 9 in Modern Magic.
But the 6/6 flyer for 5 is really, really good. So
it is.
This is a very strong card. 9.5. if you have some spells with it, I think it's going to be very, very good.
Yep.
The Squawk Roaster.
It's a chicken.
4 mana for a star 4 elemental with double strike, and it has Vivid, equal to the number of colors among permanents. So on its face, it's a 1/4 double striker.
Yep.
I mean, let's say on its face, it's a 2/4 double striker.
Most likely a 2/4, yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah. This is probably the best of this kind of Vivid cycle we've seen.
Yeah.
But still not amazing.
I liked the one in black too. I thought it was okay. I don't remember what it did, but I remember not hating it. And I think I remember hating both of the white and red, and blue ones.
Black was Drain X.
Yeah.
But it was a 3/5 minutes.
Wasn't there also a 2-drop in red that did damage based on Vivid?
Yes.
That's all. I think that one was also good. Okay, so
yeah,
red is feeling like the main color here.
I think to me at least, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but this one feels more like part of the cycle than that did. They're all kind of expensive. They're all like,
well, of course, because that one was good.
Well, that too, but that was a humanoid. Like these are more animal. These have all been more like animal or more elementally.
Yeah. Rating wise, I still only think it's okay if you're outside of the Vivid deck, and that's like a 5.
Yeah, it might. I think it's a 5. It could be a little higher. Like it's the Vivid deck or elementals.
Yeah, I agree.
So
if you're in the elementals, I think I'm bumping this up. It's a 4-powered creature, 4-power spell, 4 mana, whatever. 4 mana spell, elemental body. It's doing a lot for you in that deck, but I think on average it's just a 5 and then a 6 in the elementals.
Yeah, I think one of the advantages this has, at least over the black and white ones, is that it's in an elemental color.
Yeah. Stinging Slinger, 3 mana for a 3/3, pay 2, blight 1. This creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. I like Reach. I like 3 mana 3/3s. I like goblin creature types, hypothetically, if they didn't suck so bad. 6. I like the blight. I think this is good Reach.
They have to kill this card, right? It will kill them eventually.
Yeah.
So, and on a body, that's perfectly fine.
And it could just do 6 damage with its own body, assuming you don't have anything else to manipulate it.
Exactly.
And white and black cards have really good manipulation stuff for blighting and removing those things. So as long as you're not in like exactly Gruul, then
it's instant speed, so you can throw it on the blight onto something that's going to die in combat anyway, or just hit with removal.
Yeah, I like everything about this card. I think this is... I'm a big fan of this. 6.5?
Yep.
Next up, Tweezing. Ew. 3 mana for an instant. It's going to deal 3 damage to any target. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. That feels very good. It's instant speed. It's a little expensive for 3 damage, but a rummage added on seems nice.
Yeah.
I think it's an 8.
8, yeah.
7.5.
Removal itself isn't quite. I think 8. I think the removal itself would be like a 7 or a 7.5, and then the rummage probably bumps it up.
I'm going to go 7.5 to be difficult.
Yep.
2 mana for a 2/2 goblin. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may blight 1. When you do, target creature gains haste until end of turn. It's fine. I think these goblins are bad. The fact that this is like the uncommon, like ta-da, big finisher, and I'm just like, it's playable. No, my goblins, what have you done to them? They don't even look fun. They don't even look fun and bad. They just look bad.
And like we thought that we'd see a lot more goblins in red. There were actually more goblins in black than there were in red.
I hate it. Oh, God, what is this? Like another 5? Like it's in the goblin deck, it's like a 6 because it's what the goblin. It's a 6 that acts like a 5. God,
That's a little better than that. I mean, having the ability to give everything you play haste. you
For
know,
the
each
low
turn.
cost of killing everything else.
I mean, like a Gruul deck that's like plays like a 5/5, making it a 4/4 haste or putting it on something else. I think it's a little better than a 5. I think you're just mad at goblins in general.
They smell. They're
Well,
bad.
yes, they do smell. That's kind of their thing.
Fine. 5.5. No more. It's awful. That's the end of red. Let us know in the comments what you think of red, because the engagement really helps with the year of variety. Year of variety? Wrong thing. The 365 challenge. Yanks, what do you think? Is red? We didn't like black. Is red better or worse than black?
I think red's better, but it's not what I expected. Right? It's not this many goblins. The goblins do not look good. The elementals look good.
The
And there were
elementals did
more
look
of them.
good.
There were 12 elementals in red, only 8 goblins. So I think the is it elemental deck looks interesting. Um,
Which is good, because I don't think
yeah,
I've played Is It at all in Avatar, and I've been sad about it.
but yeah, the goblins is a disappointment. So watch it be the best deck in the format.
God, this makes me so mad, man. Wildly mad. All right. Leave us a comment. Let us know. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for day, I believe, 14 of the 365 challenge for all of the green cards. Bye, friends.